What's up, Internet? So it's Sunday. I don't remember if it's the 4th, maybe the 5th of March. I went on a ride yesterday. The old man grandpa basket on the front of my bike, excuse me, decided it was going to fall off. And I ran it over. That was a good time. I got to fix that today. I got a few other things I got to tend to. I got to buy a new front tire. While I was riding yesterday, I rode through some weeds and got a flat. The front tire on this bike is old, dry, nearly rotten. But that's part of what this is. Been watching a lot of internet shows on YouTube lately that have gotten, and on Netflix actually, that have kind of gotten me somewhat motivated to go out and do something myself, because I haven't really done anything in a while. I mean, you know, and you get married and you got kids and you got your job and you fall into a routine. It isn't that it's a boring existence, it's just that everything becomes ordinary. Just like when you move somewhere, everything's really exciting at first when you first move there, but then you've been there for 5 years and you've seen everything. So I mean, things become ordinary. Someplace that, I mean, I live in Charleston, South Carolina, which apparently is like the #1 tourist destination in the fucking country. For what, I have no idea. There's nothing happening here but history, and the history's all from 300 years ago, 150 years ago. I mean, it's all, everything's old and stale here, including the people that are from here. Granted, there's a lot of people moving here, and the people that are moving here are not helping the situation. They're just literally moving here from Colorado, from Ohio, from blue states, and like I go to the grocery store and I feel like I'm in the Bay Area of California. I mean, there's I mean, when you see a girl sitting on the sidewalk outside of the grocery store who literally looks like she may or may not slit her wrists at any time while drinking a Pabst Blue Ribbon beer through a straw, you live in a really strange place. I think that was a couple of grannies on bicycles with yellow raincoats that just rode by. But now, all that being said, I mean, everything has become ordinary, and I feel like sometimes in order to keep, Jesus Christ, wow, there's a sight. You see this man here? What's up, Ricky? Hey, hey. That's Ricky. Anybody in Riverland Terrace here in in Charleston, you know who Ricky is. He's the neighborhood drunk. He crashed into the fire hydrant across the street a while back. Wow. That's a man being pulled by a pit bull. It's a weird area that I live in. That being said, now Ricky crashed into the fire hydrant across the street a while back and decided he was going to take a nap there. And the police came. Deputy Hill from the Charleston County Sheriff's Department showed up. They couldn't do anything about him because apparently there's not a, as Ron Wright would say, drunken public thing around here, and they just kind of sent him on his way. But yeah, now that's Ricky. I could probably do a whole web series just following Ricky around and his trials and tribulations. Anywho, I get to break out the zip ties and put my grandpa man basket back on the front of my bike and hope that it doesn't fall off. I'll have to make sure to bring more zip ties on the ride. The basket's nice to have just keep your sunflower seeds or your drink or your lock, yeah, it's a grandpa thing. But now, what I was talking about earlier with having watched some of these shows that are, I want to say Rec Trek was probably on Travel Channel UK, but it was about a guy that they bought cars from the wrecking yard and drove from Berlin, Germany to fucking South Africa until they couldn't get any further because of visas. And they bought cars for like 650, 700 euros, which is like $1,000 US. And they drove 2/3 of the way through Africa. The Budgeteers, they went, they toured Southeast Asia on $1,000 in their first season, and then Central America on $1,000. And they were gone for like 60 days on $1,000. So, that being said, cheap bikes, cheap cars, cheap travels. This bike that I've got, I paid $20 for it. There was a guy who was pulling garbage off the side of the road to take to the scrapyard, and he had both the big Orange County Chopper Stingray that I'm going to ride on this ride, and the Banana Seat Stingray that is available for anybody who wants to take the ride with me. We leave April 6th. If you want to ride with me, you can ride the Banana Seat Schwinn. I paid $20 a piece for them off the back of somebody's garbage truck. So, that's about as cheap as it gets. New tire, a little this, a little bit of that. They'll go down the road, and they'll get there. But yeah, adventure. I seek adventure. I think that's it for today.